Okay, so I have my IXL journal. I have my IXL journal, and I'm always going to start by recording the 3-digit alphanumeric code. It's going to be some alphabet letters and some numbers. That code is 2Y7. I'm going to record the code nice and big. Then I'm going to write down the lesson name. I might abbreviate the lesson name or I'll write it all the way out, but I have to write the lesson name. This is A1. Place value, I'm going to use a capital P and a capital V for place value. Place value models. I can use this abbreviation because we've been using this abbreviation all year. And then I'm going to write the date so that I know what day I did this lesson. Now, what I have to find my actual question for problem number 1. I'm either asked a question or given an instruction. I'm told to do something. Here I am asked a question. The question is, what number is shown? That's my actual question, and so I'm going to copy that down. What, I can abbreviate number is shown. And whenever I'm working with place value models, I need to know what my unit cube is worth. So in this exercise, the unit cube, and I'm just going to make a dot for the unit cube, represents one whole unit. What number is shown? I have 3 flats, 3 longs, and 2 unit cubes. Well, that's if these represent 1. If my unit cube represents 1, then a long represents 10, and a flat would represent 100. So I have 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 330, 332. I'm going to skip a line, write the problem number, and circle it. I'm going to find my actual question. What number is shown? I'm going to copy down that actual question. What number is shown? And then it's telling me, hey, the unit cube represents one whole. So I'm going to copy down my motto. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flats. It's work, but it's not difficult work to copy down the model. And that's exactly what I'm going to do every single time. It's work, but it's not difficult work to copy down those longs, and that's what I'm going to do every single time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. And it is work, but it's not difficult work to copy down those unit cubes. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what number is shown? Since this unit cube represents one whole unit, the longs represent tens, and the flats represent 100s. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 510, 520, 530, 540, 550, 560, 570, 571, 572, 573, 574, 575, 576, 577, 578. I'm going to skip a line, write problem number 3, and circle it. What number is shown? Each small cube represents one whole unit. I don't have any flats, so I'm just going to count my longs and copy them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 81, 82, 83. This represents 83. And I will keep going in this way until I have a SMART score of 100. I will finish this page, and when I need to, I will flip the page, and I will write on the back of the same paper. In my IXL journal, I am never skipping pages. I'm going to keep going until I have a SMART score of 100. So let's take a look at what a completed lesson in your IXL journal should look like. I'm always going to start by copying this code. This code is going to be on on every single page. Depending on the lesson, I will always write that code. When I begin the lesson, I will write the lesson name and the date that I'm doing the lesson. I won't have to keep rewriting the lesson name and this unless I just want to. If you want to, you can write it. And if your date changes, you should write it. If your place value model if the name of your lesson changes, of course you have to write it. But when you begin a lesson, you must write this code. I write the problem number. I copy down the question. There is some important information that I cannot answer the question without making note of, and so I write that down too. That the unit cube represents one whole unit. And as you see, I can fit 6 questions on this page. If you realize you're running out of room, go ahead and move to the next page. Oh, here, I forgot to circle one. I could do that now. Forgot to circle problem number 6. And so I'm going to turn the page, and even on the next page, I've written down that lesson code. On every page that I'm doing this lesson, I'm still doing the place value models lessons. It's still the same date. And then I get to the end of my lesson. I finally achieved a SMART score of 100, and so here's what I do. I use a pencil as a straight edge. Once I get my SMART score of 100, and I make a box about 4 lines wide, and I write that down. SMART score 100. How many questions did it take me to get that SMART score? It took me 16 out of 16 questions. Because I wrote down each question and checked it before I put it in, I didn't miss any. You might have 16 out of 17 or 15 out of 17 before you get your SMART score of 100 if you missed some. But that's okay too. When I'm done, once I get that SMART score, I will write a box. I'll use a pencil to make a I will use a pencil as a straight edge. Make a box that's not more than 4 lines wide. Write my SMART score, 16 out of 16 questions, and I'll write the date. It doesn't mean that I never have to work on that lesson again. It just means, okay, I'm done. There, I got it. So on the next page, I'm going to have to write my code. Whatever lesson I'm going to do next, I have to write the code. Because it will be a new lesson, I would have to write the lesson name. And in my lesson name, I can abbreviate some keywords if I need to or want to. Some lesson names will be long, and so you'll need to abbreviate them. Other lesson names just have common words that we have abbreviations for, and you don't want to write out place value. If you don't want to write out the word place value, you can write capital P, capital V. We've been using that abbreviation all year. If you don't want to write out the word number, we can use the number symbol. We've been using that abbreviation all year. So this is what it looks like to complete one full lesson in your IXL journal. It takes about 20 minutes. because this took about 20 minutes because I had to write down each step. I had to write down each model, and that's okay.